Look, I absolutely love Cowboys Nation. I love Cowboys fans. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that click on this video, even the haters. But bruh, Cowboys fans, my Cowboys brothers and sisters, can we please stop giving everyone a reason to point and laugh at us? Guys, we have seen this story play out over and over and over again. Whether it be a Shaq Leonard or whether it be wanting to trade for someone and then getting mad because the Eagles get a Kevin Byard and then he ends up being boo-boo, or wanting to get Dalvin Cook. I myself was guilty of that one. I hyped up Dalvin Cook and I tried to sell you guys the best version of what Dalvin Cook could potentially still be. That was a mistake. I do not escape accountability. I am holding myself accountable as well, just as I expect you guys to do. But I'm also going to hold you guys accountable as well. As a community, as a fan base, we have to stop overhyping every possible potential free agent signing, regardless if it's a mid-level guy, a journeyman, or a dude that's been traded or tossed away by 3 or 4 different teams. Cowboys fans find some way to make that player seem like he's the best toy in the entire toy store. We try to make every single move the Cowboys make, everything that Jerry and Steven do, we try to make it seem like that they just gave us a brand new PS5 when really they just gave us a refurbished Atari, bruh. So y'all mean to tell me that for the first month and a half, 2 months of the NFL offseason, from March until the beginning of May essentially, we have been complaining and crying and upset and angry and wanting to boycott and calling people all kind of crazy names and stuff because the Joneses were not trying to put premium players or players of value in positions of need. But now, all of a sudden, when they go out and look for a guy that has some name recognition, I'll give you that. People know who this dude's name is. I'm not exactly sure why his name is so well known. I think it's probably just because it's a cool name. Zay Jones. Yes, his dad was a Cowboy, Robert Jones. But now we're going to make it seem like signing Zay Jones is going to be a major needle mover for the Cowboys, or he's guaranteed to come in and instantly fill that wide receiver 3 spot and make it just leaps and bounds better than what it is currently. That is foolishness. That is BS. That is false. I am here simply to keep us all grounded, to keep us all from giving the entire world reasons to point and laugh at us and say what Stephen A says that we always say, which is, this is our year. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I seen some people that might as well have been saying this is our year yesterday, just when it was announced that Zay Jones was visiting the Cowboys, and then oops, he's now visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. And he's more than likely probably not going to sign with us after visiting the Chiefs and talking to Patrick Mahomes and thinking about what he could be and thinking about how he could be a Super Bowl champion. Oh my goodness, bruh. We keep doing this to ourselves. Now, let me show y'all real quick, why this whole entire thing, the fact that people are willing to get so sensitive, so upset over replacement level players is beyond me. I just seen the same thing happen with Jonathan Hankins and Dante Fowler and all these guys. Just seen people react just the same way, so I shouldn't even be surprised. But if we take a look at this, and I gave Zay Jones his best season to compare against Jalen Tobert, and obviously Zay Jones was the wide receiver 2 for the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2022. If you actually take a look at it, he was the second most targeted player on the entire team, and it wasn't even close. The next closest guy to him had 30 less targets to him. So he was the second most targeted guy on Jacksonville Jaguars in 2022. What was he able to do? He was able to compile 823 yards on 82 receptions for 10 yards per reception, 5 receiving touchdowns, right? Cool. That was literally the best season in Zay Jones's career. Now, if we look at the rest of Zay Jones's career, it doesn't look anything like that, guys. The rest of his career, if you take out the best season and the worst season, he averaged about 341 yards each season. And no, don't give me the, oh, what was his per game average and extrapolate that out to a 16-game season, 17-game season, and that's what his potential is. That's what he could possibly be for the Cowboys. That's BS. He has been in the league for 8 years, y'all. 7 years. This is his 8th year this year. Okay, this is not a rookie that we're looking at and trying to evaluate potential. This is a dude that is probably on his last year or two of NFL contracts. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys end up being his last stop. If whoever he signs with this time, it's probably going to be his last stop. It's probably going to be his last stop. He's 29 years old. He's going to sign a 1 to 2 year deal with somebody, be 31 years old, another year or two older, another year or two banged up, and teams are going to rather get younger guys, which is what the Cowboys should be focusing on right now, because they have a 3rd round pick that is going into year 3, in which they only have another year left on his deal, his rookie deal, where he's super cheap, to figure out what you have in him, if you want to bring him back, if you need to bring him back, if he has the tools that you would want to bring him back. And I think Jalen Tobert showed those tools last season. But again, looking at Zay Jones, he's only had 2 decent seasons in his entire NFL career. One of those seasons, he had a terrible catch percentage that he was targeted a lot in. That was his 2nd year in Buffalo. And he only had a 54.9% catch percentage, y'all. He only caught the ball half the time it was thrown at him, okay? He had 7 touchdowns that season, 5 touchdowns in 2022. Every other season has been either 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, or no touchdowns, y'all. This is not the type of player that you look at as bringing in and think that he's going to instantly make your team a contender. You do not look at him and say, oh, he instantly moves Jalen Tobert off of that wide receiver 3 spot. He could compete with Jalen Tobert, but even if you look at his best season, which was 2 years ago with the Jacksonville Jaguars, again, he had 120 something targets. He's not going to get anywhere close to that with the Cowboys, right? If you look at his best season, guys, and then you realize that his average depth of target is literally 5 yards less than that of a Jalen Tobert. So Jalen Tobert is helping you spread the field a lot more than Zay Jones did in his best season, right? And then you look at the fact that he dropped almost 11% of the passes he actually caught that season. His best season, 11% is crazy. For example, CeeDee Lamb only dropped 6 last season. Zay dropped 13 passes in his best season, and he had like 30 or 40 less damn catches or something like that than CeeDee did this season. Just to give you a comparison of how many drops that is. And then if you look at the quarterback rating when they were actually targeted, Jalen Tobert's quarterback rating when targeted last season was 91.0. Zay Jones's quarterback rating when targeted in his best season was 93.8. That is not far off. Jalen Tobert is 24. Zay Jones is 29 years old. My only point with this is, yes, Zay Jones would provide some good veteran depth. You can bring him in. He would be some good veteran depth to go behind a Jalen Tobert, or to even maybe compete for that wide receiver 3 spot. But my point is this: he's not a needle mover. He's not really giving you anything that Jalen Tobert can't give you. They're the same height and same size, essentially. Jalen Tobert 6'1", I think Zay Jones is like 6'1" or 6'2" or something like that. So they're damn near the same exact body profile. They're giving you the same type of target, right? Jalen Tobert showed you last season when he made a couple of tiptoe catches against the Seattle Seahawks. He showed you that he has the potential, he has the ability there. We just have to give him more snaps. Jalen Tobert averaged 12.2 yards per reception last season. Zay Jones averaged 10 yards per reception in his best season. So I'm saying all this to say that yes, Zay Jones could possibly be a good pickup for the Cowboys just for depth. Just for depth. But sitting here showing highlight reels and blowing this up and acting like that he's going to be like some type of anomalous player added to the roster that's going to push the Cowboys over the edge, it's just foolhardy, man. It's foolhardy, y'all. We gotta stop doing that. To me, that's the thing that gives people the most ammo to really just point and laugh at Cowboys fans. When we sit here and try to make every single move that the Cowboys make out to be like the best move ever made since sliced bread was invented. That to me is just like, really? We've sat here and complained all offseason about Jerry and Steven being cheap, and then when they go out and make a move that's still cheap, but it has at least someone's name that's familiar with some of you guys, all of a sudden it's this great move, and they're making excellent choices, and they're making excellent moves. No. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. This is still a consolation prize. Make no mistake about it. I would happily be wrong about Zay Jones and what he can bring to this team. I will happily be wrong about that, okay? I'll be the first one to make a video. I was wrong! If we did sign Zay Jones and he goes off, I would be the first one to make that kind of video. I would hope that he proves us wrong if we sign with him. But I'm telling you, if we sign a Zay Jones, all you're looking at is about 300 to 350 yards on the season. That's all you're looking at. CD's going to get another 13 to 1,500. Jake Ferguson is going to get about 1,000. Brandon Cooks is going to get close to 1,000. Jalen Tobert is going to get his. Zeke is back. We got a whole army of running backs to feed. How big of an impact do y'all really think Zay Jones is going to make? I don't know, man. I'm just saying, we got to stop, y'all. We got to stop at some point. We got to chill out on blowing up every signing at some point. We got to chill, okay? This is not a game-breaking move. This is not some type of genius move that's going to be a great addition to the team. Bro, we have got to chill a little bit. Either way, y'all let me know what y'all think about this discussion. Do y'all think that we as Cowboys fans, we go too far at times with our expectations that we place on players and how we try to value and evaluate players as they come into the team? Do y'all think that we go too far with this at times? Do y'all think that we get overly sensitive about guys that could potentially be a part of the team? I think people get way too invested. People was arguing with me all day yesterday on X because I didn't want to act like that this was some amazing signing, that he wasn't giving us much more than a Jalen Tobert would be capable of giving us if he was given the same type of attention, the same targets that Zay got in his best season. Do y'all think that if Jalen Tobert got 121 targets, y'all don't think he could have put up 800 yards? Y'all don't think he could have put up 800 yards with 121 targets when he had 22 receptions for 260-something yards? Y'all don't think that he could have done that? There's no reason to assume or believe that just because he signs with the Cowboys, we're going to somehow get the best version of what a Zay Jones could be. There just isn't. I'm sorry, y'all. It just isn't. All right, that's just my opinion. All right, I think we need to chill out with that a little bit because we overhype things way too much. And quite frankly, it is a tad bit embarrassing at times. But at the end of the day, we still the same old Cowboys.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Hey! I'm still them boys.